sleeping enough. I must be doing something right. Look how I keep going up. We going up. We going up. We going up. We going up.
Man, what up, y'all? This is Casey, aka King Coochie, here representing for the reign of royalty with Sun Shiine, man. We got a special guest for y'all. She been on it. I done looked her up, follow her. Yeah, y'all need to definitely be on her. So today, we bring her up. She gonna actually let y'all know a little bit more about her so you can feel her as a person and as an artist. What up, Sunshine? How you been, man?
Man, I'm cooling, man. I can't even call it shit. I'm good. Waiting for this third album to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Um,
three, that's wild. That's what's up.
yeah, man. It's been a minute. I've been doing this since I was like what 9, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. That's what I like. That's what I like. Well, shoot, you already kind of on it. Let's go ahead and get into the first question.
All
Who
right, all
are
right,
you? Who is Sunshine?
man. So keeping the long story short, because I can go all day. I'm a simple chick, man. From Kingston, Jamaica originally, Rocky Point. Um, and then by way of Florida. Um, so I've been, like I said, I've been doing it since 19, and when I say I've been signed and all of that, like I've been there, done that, and then now I'm
Yeah.
here on the independent route. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get that independent money on.
Okay.
But I'm a singer first. A lot of people think I'm a rapper just from the look, of course. But I'm a
Okay.
singer. I rap a little bit, dabble. I think that comes with the culture, but more
Mm-hmm.
so, I'm a singer for sure.
Singer for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually brings me into my next question. Man, what inspired you to do music?
Sheesh. Honestly, like I'm the middle child of four, so two
Okay.
boys, two girls. I'm like the oldest, and I watched my brother. My oldest brother used to rap. My second older brother used to rap, and I was like, I could rap too, but I didn't really realize that I could like really sing until like, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the church kid.
Yeah.
Um, my mom's actually was like, you can sing, like sing. You should start singing your hooks, and that's how I kind of started. I started
Oh,
singing my hooks, and then now I'm making whole songs out here. So, but the inspiration behind that was really honestly my mom and my family, my older brothers, for real, for real.
gotcha. Okay. Okay. A family thing. A family thing. I
Of
can actually
course.
relate to you on that because that's kind of how I got started into my music
See,
thing. Which is why I was like, yeah, if it's a music artist, let me go ahead and wrap it up with
yeah,
them. That'll be a lot for us to talk about. But that's
facts.
that's dope. That's actually kind of same, like I said, same thing with me. My
Yeah,
stepdad, he was up in the church, played the drums and stuff, and he always brought that
see,
music home. And so
that's
I
crazy.
looked up to him so much. I like that. I want to do everything you want to do. So I
Yeah.
feel that. I love the fact that your siblings are into it too. I got a little big
Oh
family,
yeah.
so when I tell you, we kind of a lot alike right here. I'm
Listen,
loving that.
listen,
I'm loving
for
that.
real. Me
Got
and
the
my
both.
sister used to, right, exactly. Me and my me and my sister used to be a group. Like we were signed together. We used to be a group.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how it started off. And then my sister was like, this voice is for church. Like, so she went to, that way, and I went this way. So I became a solo artist maybe around, I'll say like 13.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since 13, I was like, okay, let me just start making my own music and everything like that. So I totally understand that and get that for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, what would you consider yourself like if you had to put yourself in a category? What type of
Yeah.
artist would you consider yourself? Are you like R&B? Are you rap? Are you versatile?
I always say I'm R&B and neo soul.
Okay.
Because our R&B these days is mixed with a little rap, but it's a melodic rap. Like that's how I rap. I rap with a melodic tone. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say more so R&B and neo soul in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to just like put myself in that box, I would say I dabble in hip hop too as well.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So, staying on the music tip, man. Tell me about the
Yeah.
new album. So, what can we
Ooh,
expect? What you bringing this time?
man. So I had a series going on. I'll give y'all background. Got Vibes Part One. That's on all platforms right now. Y'all can check it out, as well as Vibes Part Two. That was more so like a hip hop. Ain't none of that shit. You know what I'm
You say
saying?
you
Like I
taught
just
yourself how to play all those instruments.
yeah, I taught myself how to play all of them, like a total of 7. So and I'm talking about I learned music by ear. Like so
Mm-hmm.
reading music and stuff, cool, okay at it, but like listening by ear, I can play literally anything by ear. Like so. but that's by myself. So I would say that's definitely something for me that I can relate on for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
As far as
look,
learning that in church.
gift. That's a gift.
I didn't know that. See, that's the crazy thing. I didn't know that until I'm started hearing from everybody. They're like, yo, like you can write like even music. I don't write music. Like literally
Hmm.
all my songs, if anybody was to see me in the studio, I sit at a mic, play the beat, I sing a melody, and then I make up something to the melody, and then all of a sudden I have a rap, and then I have, so but I didn't learn until I was an adult. I mean, like
Hmm.
2021, that that's a gift, like for sure. So now that
Yeah.
I know that, it's like I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? That's my passion. So now I know, dang, okay, you got something here. It's not just something, regular degular.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So, what can we expect on this new album that you got releasing May 6th called Vibes? So, all that talent, how you putting it to use on this?
So for me, I would say that this one right here, this is about to be, like I say, my third. So this is more so like man, it's kind of hard without giving y'all too much. I would
Yeah.
I would say that it's more so leaning towards my neo soul side. It's more
Okay.
cool, calm, chill, like with a little bump, but more so in your Jill Scott bag. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, old school Jill
Yeah.
Scott too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Long walk in the park. Just
a
got.
long walk in the park after
Okay.
dark.
Yeah. After dark. That's what I like. That's what I like. So, I know you said this is your third album, and you said it was
Hmm.
kind of piggybacking off of each other. So, what would you
Yeah.
say would be the differences between albums 1, 2, and 3? Because I know you're very you're versatile. You kind of got different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would be the difference?
So I would say Vibes Part One was more so hip hop and rap,
Okay.
targeting more of my background where I've come from. Like literally the slums, beyond Kingston, beyond Florida, Big Duval in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Duval. So
Yeah.
so targeting more of that. That's or part one, and then Vibes Part Two is like right in the middle of R&B. It's kind of like a story, the beginning, middle, and then here is the end of that series, and just topping it all off, bringing it all together.
Hmm. Okay, okay, and then we
Yeah,
coming into like the mix of the little neo. So that's what's up.
for
That's what's up.
sure, for
I,
sure.
I I actually like that how you building on that. You still got your
Yeah,
vibes, but you coming with different vibes. And a lot of people don't
exactly,
possess that type of talent and versatility.
for
They
sure.
just keep coming with the same thing, the same
The
thing. It's like
same thing.
how you
It's
gonna
what
keep us
they call
interested?
it, one trick pony. That's what they call it. Like,
Yeah.
and I can do so much, so it's kind of like I really want to make sure I show everybody all of that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's what we need. We need more versatility.
For
Everybody
sure.
kind of ride that one track train, and yeah, I even got some little pop
Scared of
stuff.
something new.
I'm like, yeah,
It's
nah, we gotta switch it up.
got to. Can't
Man,
just
the
stay
element of
stagnant like that.
surprise, the element of
Exactly.
surprise that I
There you
always keep
go.
people on more. For
There you
sure, for
go.
sure. Okay. All right, I'm pause. And yeah, that's what's up. I'm excited. I'm gonna have to tomorrow when it drop. You're gonna
Yeah.
definitely have some streams from me.
I appreciate that, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
for
It's
sure.
gonna be lit.
Yeah. Question though, what type of impact do you feel like you want to have on people? Like, I know a lot of people they sometimes speak through their music, and
Yeah,
then they'll come be themselves as well. As an
exactly.
artist, yeah, what type of impact would you want to have on? Do you want to have on people?
Um, how I move is like I'm very, and just in my everyday life too, I'm kind of relatable. Like I like to be relatable. I want people to understand that it don't matter if you are a fan of me, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. It don't matter who it is. We all the same person, just in a different
Mm-hmm.
form. So how I look at things is I tell people, even with my like, I have a series I do every other day. It's called Day Chronicles as an artist, and it's just me talking about real life stuff. So
Okay.
it's just I want to leave that impact on people. Like I'm just me, and I'm going through the same thing you're going through, but I'm able to express it in a way that is making you feel good, making you sad, happy, angry, etc., etc. That type of thing.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. Like, you want people to like be able to turn your music on,
Exactly.
and whatever they
And
feeling,
feel
there's
something.
gonna be
Exactly.
a song to relate to that. I love it.
Exactly.
That's what's up. If more people thought like that, it'd be so much more actual music
Real
being
music.
made. Yeah, exactly.
Good and great music. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. We need more people like you for sure.
For sure. I appreciate that.
Man, man. All right. So we done touched up on the music. So I want to get a little bit more personal. If it get a little too
Okay.
personal, I always just let me know. But like, yeah, I'm
Oh,
cool.
straight. I'm an
But
open
I
book,
want the
man. I'm
people to
good.
get to know you. You feel me?
Facts.
So Just kind of, so it's Pride Month,
Yeah, of
June. Yeah, so we going up all day, and obviously, I'm assuming you are a part of the LGBT community.
course, of course.
Okay, okay, that's what I like. So, let's just kind of dig into that a little bit. So, when did you realize that you like women?
Jeez. Oh man, as we say in Florida, I mean in Duval, I was a jit. I was young. I was real young.
You said a jit. Hold on, what
I
that
was a
mean? I'm
jit.
from Tennessee. What's a jit?
Oh man, okay. So in Duval, we call younger people than us, like we call them jits. That means like you ain't got it all together. You ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You ain't here yet. You ain't grown yet. You got it.
Yeah.
You still. But I recognize when I was a jit, I was like had to be like at least maybe 9 or 10.
Hmm.
Um, Same thing. Most people here is like when I seen a woman, I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's nice." You know, when I seen
Yeah.
it, that's yeah. When I
You just went straight into it. I like
oh,
that.
hey, that's me right there. Like when I seen a dude, I was like, okay, that's cool or whatever, you know. But even getting older in that, it's like it confirmed it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I knew when I was like 9 or 10 that I liked women. You know what I'm saying? I was in that way. So it was younger. It was way
Yes.
young.
Yeah. And being young, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 35.
Okay.
I'll be turns up, it's June, it's big Gemini season, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You're
You
June.
know what I'm saying? Yay. My birthday
When
is
day?
it's here to be 5 days, 5 days away. It's June 10th. I'll be
Okay.
35.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
In case I don't see you then.
Facts,
For sure.
facts. Thank you.
You've been knowing about yourself for quite some time. Now,
Facts.
we real similar in age, so I know back
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it still wasn't. It definitely wasn't out there like it is today.
Exactly.
So, how did your family react to you
Man.
choosing this lifestyle? I should say.
It was it was it was a lot. It was a lot, and that's understandable because my family shouts out to fam. But my family's like Christian background, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was that, oh, well, we don't necessarily agree with this, but we love you. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So it was never an issue to where it was like it was from what I have heard before. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so for me, it was hard to deal with for all of us. You know what I'm saying? For me
For
too,
sure.
but I got that talk and I got a real black mama, so I got that talk that this world kind of cruel, it's not
Mm-hmm.
what I got that talk and we worked through our things, we've had our conversations about things, but ultimately I would say for sure it turned out pretty good for the
Oh,
most part.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good, yeah. I kind of expected, that you might have had some trouble because, like you had said, that
yeah,
y'all started in the church because
yeah.
that
Oh
Christianity.
no, it was them conversations, you know what I'm saying? It was them
Yeah.
them real conversations that happened, and I didn't agree with how the views of certain people in my family and vice versa. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, that's what make us family. We don't
For
always have
sure.
to agree. We just gotta respect and understand. And that was the outcome ultimately.
For sure. Well, that's definitely good, and I definitely am very happy to hear that because a lot of especially mass presenting females,
Right, right,
it's a
right.
lot harder for us to come out. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
especially growing up in the church. So
For sure.
it's definitely good to hear that. Y'all actually had conversations. Some people get
Yeah.
put out, they get disowned,
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
and that's
listen. I know. Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing about it. It's like even now, my mom she'll send me here and there. She'd be like, "Oh, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month." You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
back in the day, that probably wouldn't have happened. But like now, it's more accepting and more, forthcoming with that. Just saying,
for
"Oh,
sure,
it's Pride Month. I'm celebrating you." That type
for
of thing.
sure. So what do you put yourself under a category or a label like stud, stem? What do you?
Um, Me, I'm like, it's crazy because the society built box that we live in, they gonna place
Mm-hmm.
me as a stud, but I am
Mm-hmm.
a masculine presenting woman. But the reality of it is the key word in that whole sentence is woman. For
Mm-hmm.
me, like,
For
it don't
sure.
matter. I've been talking like this, walking like this, dressing like this, moving like this since I was a little, again, a jit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you feel me? So I've been like this since I was young. So I never looked at myself as this label. I always looked at myself as just a woman who's chill, like who calm. This is how I am. So, but how society is, I will say I'm in that label of a stud or a masculine presenting woman. That's how I am.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And that's cool. That's definitely what's up. You're absolutely right. If we
Thanks.
go shop in the men's section, automatically there's no question asked, you a stud.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that kind of confuses people nowadays when you have the studs that are do more feminine things.
Exactly.
People get to judging them, and it's like, hold on,
Yeah.
she's a woman at the end of the day. And that's
Right.
what a lot of people, and that's, something that people kind of like get misconstrued. They think we want to be a
Yeah.
man and stuff like that.
Nah.
Yeah,
I love who I am. I love the skin that I am, you know. And I
yeah,
mean, so I don't know. Like I said, it's crazy because how again, how I present myself, how I talk, how I walk, most people will think that I'm like the meanest person ever. Like I'm really chill. Like I laugh, I goof off all the time.
yeah,
That's how I am. I'm more of a softer individual than I am more masculine. But that's just the society built box that we live in. That's how they
yeah.
present. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
however people place me is how they place me. But as long as I know who I am, I'm good. I'm straight.
Right. So I say, so what I'm getting is you don't really prefer like a label of a stud stem. You just sunshine. You
I'm
just
just
you
me.
just sunshine.
I say that all the time. I'm just me. Like
Yeah,
I'm
for
me.
sure. For sure. That's what's up. That's what's up. So cool. So how do you feel about the LGBT community just kind of staying in their realm right now? How you feel about the actual community? Because
Um.
I know before, like we mentioned, it really
Yeah.
wasn't like this.
Yeah.
So what's like from then to now, how it's evolved? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
what are your takes on the LGBT community?
Man. Personally, I feel like, everything's meant to grow. So, I knew at some point growing up where it was then, it wasn't going to be that where it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm more comfortable in just knowing if you're comfortable in your skin, no matter whatever sexual you are, if you're comfortable in your skin, I'm cool with it. What's the saying? Whatever floats your boat, like don't
Yeah.
make it sink. That's on you. But for me, like I said, if you're comfortable if you're comfortable with your stuff and you're around me, I'm comfortable too. How I am, I choose to make everybody feel comfortable because the reality of it is I don't know your story, you don't know mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? How I feel about it now, I feel like we're progressing. If we talking, political, we're
Yeah.
progressing a lot, like a whole much than what we was back then. But we're talking like everyday life, I think we are harder on ourselves than the heterosexual community, if we're gonna be real about it. I feel like we're harder on each other, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But how I feel about that is, one person at a time. Can't change nobody how they view, but how I view it is just be yourself and you'll be all right.
Yeah. You're right. And you're absolutely right. It has been a lot of um like development. There has been a lot of progression with the LGBT
Yeah,
community,
for sure.
even the political, but just even like things that we can actually do now. Like back then,
Yep,
we didn't have a whole lot of like surrogacy things
yep,
available to us and stuff now. So
yep.
yeah, I'm definitely there with you. Um, have you ever thought about transitioning?
Um, no. Only reason why I
Yeah,
say no because like I say, I like who I am. I love who I am.
yeah.
I love the skin that I'm in. Um, and for me, I believe that I was born for a woman, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
by that, again, that's why when people say, "Oh, you just want to dress like a dude or whatever," it's kind of like, not really. Clothes are clothes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Clothes don't make you or break you, You're supposed to make them. So for me,
Hey.
I would never thought of transitioning before. It's funny because at one point I never forget somebody asked me like, you transitioning? And I think it's because when I was younger,
Damn.
like it was straight out. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. I was like, okay, wait a minute. But it was because my jaw is so chiseled, like how it was, like
Hmm.
it's chiseled now, but it was like really chiseled and I was like
Gotcha.
beefed up. So it was like, you plan on transitioning? No, I'm not doing none of that. That ain't me. But again, you. Like
You're right.
that ain't not me. But
Yeah. No
no, I
judgment.
never
Just yeah.
exactly no judgment at all. Like so I'm cool with you. We good. But no, I never thought about transitioning. That's crazy.
Yeah. I get that question a lot. So I be having to ask
Yeah,
because that's what a lot of people think. They see
yeah,
masculine, women, they automatically think we want to be a man.
automatically.
One day we don't want to transition. I'm like, I'd never.
And it's just features. Like sometimes it's just features. Like,
Hmm.
sometimes like people just see your face or they'll see how you built and stuff, and they'll think automatically like you taking something to get to that type of build. And it's not. I
Right.
was born like this. This is just who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I've gotten that people thought that I was transitioning from, male to female. I've
Yeah.
gotten that before. Like,
Oh
and I
wow.
think I
That's the opposite. The opposite.
see. I think that but see, I think for me, I think it's because no cap. I think it's because of the height. Like I'm 6'2". So
Damn.
people,
I
yeah.
thought I was tall. I'm 5'10" I'll be heavy on my hands.
Like I'm
Six
six
two
two.
is wild.
Yeah. So people think that I'm like, oh, that's a dude transitioning. No, like no. I'm
Okay.
me.
Man, that's yeah. You ball? Did you ball?
My favorite sport is soccer. People are like, oh, what a waste, right? But
Interesting.
yeah, my first sport I ever played was soccer, and then the second, well, of course, was basketball, and then the third was full tackle women's football.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I bet all the coaches was like on you just
they
because
loved
they ain't
it.
your height. They ain't know if you could ball
They
or not. I
loved
just
it.
want her. She tall.
No, they didn't know. And the craziest thing, before I played, I didn't know how to.
Yeah.
So it was just stick her in the middle. She the center. Like
That's
that's
it.
literally what they did. I was just like just standing there, like, all right, come on, give me the ball, like.
Yep. I used
But
to hate being that
yeah,
paint though, man. Everybody be sweaty and then see you look like
eh,
you got some girth
yeah,
to you. I
I'm
was all
broad.
skinny
Yeah,
back then. I was 5'10", like 130 pounds.
but
And you
see,
want to put me
this came with age, man. You know
that's
what
that
I'm
grown
saying?
woman weight on.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah.
young, nah, man, I was skinny Benny. I was out here trying to, I
I
wasn't
feel
doing
your pain.
nothing, you know.
Just a little walking speak.
Man, what? That's it. That's all I had. Just height. That's it.
Uh, I
But
swear I
yeah,
feel your pain, man. I feel your pain.
but
Man.
now I'm good. I'm cool now. I'm in
Yeah.
the paint with it. I'm moving
Hey,
about
hey,
the way.
I ain't boxing your ass out. Stay over there.
Nah.
I'm gonna be a shoe guard today.
Hey, I dunks, okay?
Hey, I'm fouling the shit out of you. I'm going to the nutter. You know, big ass on. Oh God, I ain't going. I went on a balloon pop. You trying to pop my balloon? No, I ain't going.
What? Man, I'll take that, coach. That's me. Come on. That's me. Take me out. I'll take that.
How many fouls I got, coach? Oh yeah.
I got a
Okay.
couple more. Come on. Run
Yeah,
it
you
back.
embarrass me. Put your coochie on my head. Hell no. No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, man. What?
Man, let me
No, I
quit.
don't
Let
blame
me
you.
quit.
I don't blame you though.
Yeah, this shit crazy. Okay. You ain't transitioning. So,
Nah.
all right. If so you married, right? How long you been married?
Yes, I am. I've been married to my wife for 3 years. Our anniversary recently just passed,
Oh,
June 2nd.
congratulations. Happy
Thank
anniversary.
you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. How y'all find each other?
Whew, crazy. I met her at it was a probate, like probate, it's a
Mm-hmm.
fraternity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I met her at a probate, and she was actually there with her girlfriend. And
Oh,
man, she was there with her girlfriend. I actually went over to congratulate the girlfriend on crossing, and she was standing there, and I shook the girlfriend's hand, and I looked at her, I was like, "How you doing, Queen?" And from that point on, I was like, "Okay, she bad," and she was like, "You bad," but we didn't say that, and you know what I'm saying, in each other's face.
right.
But
She can't say that in front of a gal. Get the
of
fight.
course not. Right, right. So weeks later, she was like, liking my stuff on Facebook, like just
Now, you
liking.
know how that go.
Yeah, I know it. And I'm just like, you know what? So I'm hit her in the inbox. I'm like, look, instead of blowing up my notifications, blow up my phone. Here's my number. You know what I'm saying? And then
Real
here we
pimp type
are.
right there.
Real pimp, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got a
Real,
figure eight too.
you
You
see, two of 'em,
already
real
know.
dapper, real
Hey,
player.
one time,
And
yeah.
so she, hit me up, and it was literally like just consistent since then. Like so, yeah. And then
Mhm.
I had came down for the week, and I never came back to Duval
So
unless
you
my
ain't never
family was
ask
there.
her. You ain't never ask her what her girlfriend was, or you ain't give a damn. You wanted
So
what you wanted.
so now I seen it on Facebook that they had broke up. So I was
Mm.
like, okay, I bet, cool.
Okay,
That's
respect, because you know how you
yeah.
get them is how you lose them.
Hello. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna make sure. I asked her. She was like, yeah, we FaceTime and stuff like that, and she confirmed it. And after she confirmed it, I ain't talk about the ex no more because I ain't
Man,
need none of that. I ain't need to know.
it was
I
all a
live my
go.
business.
It was
It
all a
was it,
go.
it was green light.
That's what's
So,
up. How long did
but
y'all
ever
date
since,
before y'all got married?
man, I'm gonna say honestly, really about a half a year. like a half a year.
Before y'all actually tied the knot?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
on some real gay shit. I just want y'all to know
I
that.
know.
Some real gay shit right there.
You are. But it's
That's gay.
crazy because, but you know what's funny? People say that, but it's like, I ain't gonna count with you. Like, when you know, you know. And
For sure.
I being honest when I say that every single day since the day we started talking on the phone, it's been like, it's 3 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was on to something, she was on to something, and we just knew. So,
I
but
look,
I get it. I get it. It was real U-Haulish in a
yeah,
sense.
it
You know,
was.
I get it.
It
I
was.
see how people.
You all good because you know you got some people that don't do the whole U-Haul and it still don't work.
True.
So
True.
I've always at this point I'm like it really don't matter the time. It's all about
Yeah.
that person, how you vibe, how y'all
Facts.
stick and connect, and if y'all keep that
Facts.
momentum going and keep growing, man, you ain't make a bad decision. I
At
love it.
all.
Months done turned into 3 years. That's what's
Yeah.
that was quick. So I know you say you don't really consider yourself a stud.
Right.
You just you. So
Yeah.
when you and your wife doing your thing on the late
Yeah.
night, like who taking it? Who giving it?
Um. Honestly, if I'm keeping it 100, we're both fluid. Like, okay, so my wife is a no label.
Okay.
Um, and predominantly majority of my life, I've actually dated studs predominantly in my life before meeting her.
Okay.
Yeah. So we both have been like, when I say, and I'm technically what we call in the community, I'm a verse, I'm a top verse.
Mm-hmm.
So we technically actually feed off each other in every single way. That's just not, you know what I'm saying, in the BD, but it's
Yeah.
also in everyday life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we feed off each other. So it's more so of it's funny because people from the outside looking in like, oh, I already know what's going on there. And you really don't. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
They
Like,
really don't.
you
It's
really
they
don't.
really
But
don't.
it's great that people assume because that, that's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But we feed off each other mainly, not just in there, but also in everyday life. Honestly,
Yeah, because that's a big thing I've been seeing going around now. Not only do
yeah,
you have everybody complaining about the studs taking strap and all this, and then you had that whole fad about a bisexual stud, and I'm like, there's no such
that's
thing.
crazy. None.
Yeah, how you feel about that? Can you be
The
a
bisexual,
bisexual stud?
no, no, you can't be a bisexual. So let me
Man,
tell you why. Right, here's the thing: a
yes.
masculine presenting woman, I get it. If you are going to be, well, and that's crazy because now it got me thinking. I'm thinking to myself like, okay, if you're a stud, you're looking at yourself as, now it all depends on what type of stud you are. If you
Mm-hmm.
are the type of stud that's like a touch me not, and you just like women, you can't be a bisexual stud. That's impossible. But if you are a woman that just like to dress in masculine presenting clothes,
Mm-hmm.
okay, was technically in our community that would be a STEM.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, because the clothes don't make you. So if you feel like
Right.
you're a bisexual stud, you want to, mess with dudes and mess with females, I'm not even sure what to call it. But I just, and
Tomboy.
that's what I'm
Say
saying.
that
Make it make sense
tomboy.
because 2 plus 2 is 4. I don't know how they get 6. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Cause look, before I fully transitioned or figured out
Yeah,
that I ain't care what my mama said, I was
yeah,
a tomboy because
exactly. Same,
it was forced to kind of like boys.
same.
So I don't feel like, and I think this is kind of like one of them things that gets real controversial when it comes to the
Yeah, for sure.
labels and the titles and stuff.
Yeah,
Because when you put a title on yourself, people expect you to be in a certain category.
uphold that title. Yeah,
You do this or that. If you do something out of the norm, you causing
yeah.
at this
It
point.
throws the whole program off.
It
People like,
does.
what?
It
So yeah,
does.
I get it. I totally agree. If you, like you said, if you're a stud, people are going to expect you to uphold that standard of a stud. If they expect you, if you're a touch me not, they're going to expect you not to be touched at all. Like, so I don't know. Rules are changing. I guess that kind of goes back to what you asked me earlier about the whole LGBT community thing. It's kind of like it's
Mm-hmm.
progressed and we've had success in our community, but it's also been a lot of things inside of the community that have been like, what? What is that? Like, what? That's new. Like, but things are changing. You know what I mean? You got us cats that's older than this generation, and we only
Mm-hmm.
know the LGBTQ community. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Thank
so
you. Stop right there.
that's all I know. Like,
That's why you do a box. That's our little box right there.
it's
Okay.
it's crazy because I literally asked my wife the other day. I'm like, what's the A? What's the I and the I and the A? I mean, I'm sorry, like I said, and there's no with no disrespect. It's literally the opposite. It's all with love because it is June and
Yeah,
it's
for
our
sure.
Pride Month. But I need to educate myself a little bit more, and that's fine because times change.
Yeah.
But we were just sitting here watching TV the other day, and I asked her, and I was like, "Do you know what that means?" And we just started laughing because you know where we come from is like my wife is the same age as I am. So where we come from is like LGBTQ. That's five. Like I don't know about
Yeah. What
uh,
is that? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans,
transgender,
queer.
queer. That's
That's
all I
it.
know. Like you got me. I'm there.
Yeah.
But like the I and the A, and then I heard talks, in the Twitter sphere, where
Yeah.
they're trying to add on a P and stuff, for pansexual, and I'm just like,
Well,
okay,
they
well,
put that plus sign now. Now it's just a plus because it's so many
it's
different
so much more.
labels and stuff now. And I think that they
Exactly.
get that because kind of like how me and you are. We both look
Yeah, yeah.
masculine, but
Facts.
you still have differences from me.
Yes.
So I feel like they started creating these different labels to actually give somebody a category. Because like the humankind, we don't do well with confusion.
Nope.
We always gotta
Nope.
have a rhyme or a reason. Like A
Exactly.
gotta add up to B
Yep.
to get to C.
Yep.
Like we gotta get
Exactly.
there. So once people start figuring out, well, I like to dress like a boy sometimes, but then I like to
Yeah.
dress like a girl. But at the same time, da 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 da. That's where they got all the pansexuals and all of this.
Yep. Yep.
But I feel like it's just too much. It's just too much confusion.
And,
It's a lot.
like I said, maybe that's on our side. We got to breed up a little bit more on our community, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But at some point,
If nothing else, I still respect it though.
exactly. The respect. Cool.
At the end of the day, be what you want, be who you want.
Be what you want to be.
Be
Listen. I
on
say
the
this
plus
slogan.
side, but
I say
respect.
the slogan all the time on my little day chronicle. I be like, and sometimes I'll say it on my albums too. So a little motto I've always said since I was young, which is, don't let anybody try to tell you something that you're not, make you something that you're not. Be yourself at all times. Yourself is golden. Know that and quote that. That's on the game. And
Hey,
it's the truth. Like yourself is golden. Who you are, who you present to the world is golden. If that's who
yeah.
you are truly, you're gonna make it. You'll be all right.
Man, you the only one that can represent you. You feel me? So,
Facts.
however you want.
Can't nobody write your story but you.
That's true. That's
So
true. So, have you ever been with a man?
I am not. I am a gold star,
So
and
you're a gold star.
I'm a gold star. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
give me on the
I have
gold
never, I
stars.
have never been with a dude like ever. Like I made up my mind. I was like, all right, nah, I'm straight. Like I said, as being a kid in school, like learning about the human anatomy, and then the female and then the male.
Mm-hmm.
That was enough for me. That was a
Yeah.
confirmation for me. Because when it got to the female anatomy, I was taking notes. I'm like, okay,
You was just
question.
born
So
gay.
when
You just gay.
you do, was gay. I was in there like, when you do this and when you do that, what does that do? When it came to the male anatomy, I'm just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What are we talking about this?
Why?
Who needs to know this? Like,
You was skipping class. Hey, listen, for me, I'll tell you what really sealed the deal. I was in what was that? Like the little sexual education class.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
like, men are the carriers of diseases, and they can spread it within 72 hours of contact. What?
No.
I'm good. I'm
Hey,
good.
can I leave? Can I get a hall pass? I can use the
Right.
bathroom. Like,
I need to go to the clinic. What's wrong? Think about this. This is too much for me. I did not like that. I did not like that, man. But then
no.
that's actually very, very interesting, and it just makes me feel like you're even more gayer. So
Yeah,
because
facts.
you've never been with a man,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you and your wife are very fluent. So
Yes,
y'all might
yes, yes.
still do things, that people
Yeah.
would consider a man to do, but you're
Facts.
not been with a man. So that right there
Yeah,
actually a lot of questions for people, because I even question sometimes if you've been with a man or like you
yeah,
had kids, how can you and you still take penetration in your
exactly.
homosexual life? How can
Exactly.
somebody be secure that you're not gonna go back because penetration is penetration? So I think it's
Exactly.
pretty fucking dope. That's pretty
You
fucking
know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
you definitely true to the game. I like
Man, what?
that.
Yeah, man. I'm cooling where I'm at too.
Yeah. And see, I know you married, and this is another thing that's kind of like has really blown up here in the last couple of years. How
Yeah,
do
yeah,
you feel
yeah.
about poly?
So it's crazy. Me and my wife, We are actually poly. It's
Eh,
crazy. That's what's funny. The craziest thing about it is I've noticed, and this is something I want to say too. It's blown up bigger in our community a lot
Yep.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I mean, I'm not in the heterosexual community, so I wouldn't know. But I have heterosexual friends, straight men, straight women. So I don't really hear about it over there like that. You know what I mean? But I hear it's blowing up more in our community. And
Mm-hmm.
to add that, yes, me and my wife, we actually are. That's crazy. That's a good
That's what's
question.
up. Well, yeah. I mean, it's so new, and I actually agree with you. And our
Hmm.
community seems like to be growing very fast.
Yeah, for sure.
I even think that sometimes that part of it is for like when I see poly, well, I guess in a sense a bisexual relationship in a sense like
Yeah,
when I see a man with a woman with two men or
yeah.
something like that. I ain't gonna lie. Part of me kind of feel like the dudes kind of got a little DL on them, so they gonna do this
Got to.
thing so that they just all more comfortable in being themselves.
Got to too. I feel like if there is a situation to where there is, like you said, a feminine woman, a stud, and then a man, I feel like that kind of raised questions too for the stud as well. It's like, are
For
are
sure.
you know what I mean? Despite what we don't know those people may be doing in their bedroom, it's still a matter of, okay, well, y'all in a relationship together, then how does that work? Does it make you straight? Does it make you bisexual? Does it make you
Yeah.
not a masculine presenting woman? Like, so does raise questions in that way for sure. But yes, our community has definitely taken on to the poly, and I'm talking about running with it. Like, I
Gotcha.
see it a lot, like all over the place. So,
So with y'all, how long have y'all talked about or considered poly?
oh man, I'm gonna say about in the last, it would have to be in the last year,
Okay,
like to
so definitely
actually
time it
step
wasn't
into
just
that.
something just kind of popped out and then
Yeah, no, we had to make sure our foundation was solid, and that's crazy because a lot of people don't. You know what I
yep.
mean? A lot of people jump into being poly for the wrong reasons. And so being a married couple, we had to make sure that our foundation was, solidified, legit, an understanding. Because without an understanding between her and I, there could be no understanding with others. So
For
yeah.
sure. What who brought it to the table and why?
Honestly, I didn't know. It's crazy. Another hard conversation that was took place. I feel like
For sure.
I brought it to the forefront, but
Mm-hmm.
what I didn't know is that my wife was already that. When we first met, we had
Mm-hmm.
conversations. Yeah, we had conversations about it, and I think it kind of fell by the wayside because we were focused on our marriage.
For sure, as you
So
should.
yeah, and she brought it to me. She was like, "Well, I have been. I always have been." Like, but it's just I wanted to make sure that we're okay. So those necessary conversations had to happen for us to move forward and actively be and live in our poly truth.
Gotcha. No problem. So we're about to get it right this thing on up. But
Okay.
being that y'all are poly, do y'all have somebody or y'all looking right now?
So we have I believe she called it because she got all the right terms and
Yeah.
stuff. Where's your wife when you need her, right? So she had, I believe she called it the poly. It's a
Okay.
parallel something, but it means that we date separately.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly we have our conversations between each other, but we date separately. We've never tried dating together. It was
Oh.
something that we did talk about, so we're
Mm-hmm.
not opposed to that. But when it comes to that, it's just how we work is whatever kind of happens. We're not seeking,
Mm-hmm.
we're not going out, we're not this, that, we're not that. So if a conversation between someone and myself happen, or her and someone else happens, it happens. But
Yeah.
we date separately, but we will date together.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. It's a lot of people they try to do like the whole dating together and shit. I even tried dating together, and there ain't
Hmm.
nothing wrong with it. But I think the biggest thing is that people's preferences and what they
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
what
of
they like.
course, of course.
That's
Because
probably right.
you never know, and that's I think it poses the question of, and a lot of people ask that when it comes to her because she's a no label.
Mm-hmm.
So people are automatically like, so does she date fans? Does she date studs? Does she date both? Like, what does she date? Like, you know what I mean? And vice versa with me. So it poses that question as well. But for us, the fact of her being no label and the fact of me being averse, it's kind of like we have that open, mindset about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's what's up. And I like the fact that y'all actually talk about it because
Oh yeah,
it seems like y'all are more grounded in it and you know what you want and you're
oh
not in
yeah,
it for the wrong reasons. Because a lot of people get into the poly for the sex, just being real.
exactly. That's literally what it's for. That's
It
what
ain't,
for
it,
them.
yeah, it's definitely way more to that. And until they get into it and they
Yeah,
realize why that shit ain't working, it's because it's more than
cause
sex.
it's just a glorified threesome at that point. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
So
if that's what you want, just call it that. Just say,
just
baby, can
say that.
we free? Don't
Just
don't don't try to get into all this poly stuff because
yeah,
that to me is how even the confusion come into the LGBT
yeah.
community,
Talk
BTQ
about it.
community. When people have their preferences or they do one thing and then people see another or they in it for the
Exactly.
wrong reason, then
Exactly.
everybody confused. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, no,
Nah,
man.
not at all. Not here. Not here. Not
Gotcha.
here.
So, shoot, man, I ain't gonna lie. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Same, same.
I feel like I done met my twin all the
Man,
way
I
in
was just gonna
Florida.
say, twin. What they do,
Yeah,
twin?
for sure. For sure. I'll be in Florida sometime too, so I'm definitely
Okay.
gonna have to hit you up. It's
Yeah,
crazy
I
how
go. I'm here in towards Tampa area, but like
just
I
in
go.
Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa area. Like, you know, I go back in between Duval, that's my family at,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So between there and Orlando, I'm all around. I'm a Florida baby, so I'm
Yeah.
all around.
Hold on, man. You in Duval. Why you ain't come audition for Hoochie Daddies?
Man, listen, man. Shouts out to
I had to
Voodoo.
throw it out
That's my
there real
brother,
quick.
man. Hey, so the craziest thing is I'm actually in Tampa now. That's where I live
Mhm.
at. My
Yeah.
family is still in Duval. But
Mm-hmm.
when it happened, and it's crazy because I see my dog at the club, man. Shout out to Woody Woo.
Yeah.
I see
Big
my
Woo.
dog at the club and we chopped it up a little bit. And she had mentioned it a little bit. I was like, I'm gonna make it back there, but work, life got in the
Yeah.
way. I was just like, shit,
Yeah.
I can't make it out there. But it's cool because you know what I'm saying. That's like I said with my dog. So we're gonna definitely chop it up and
No, for sure.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying. Whatever the future hold. But I'm trying,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna see
It
what's
might
up.
not be your time. It seems like you
Ex-
moving, it seems like you
exactly,
moving at a good pace. And I like that you really
exactly.
focused and you got your shit together. So
Yeah,
it
for
all
sure.
happened in due time.
Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready to hear this new album. Y'all make sure y'all
Yeah,
check it out. New album release. Matter of fact,
yeah.
you know what? This you. I'm gonna let you shout that out. Do your thing, thug.
Yeah, man. So it's like I said, it's been a pleasure, man. Y'all been rocking with Sunshine, my dog KC. Um, Tomorrow I got my album dropping. It's called entitled Worth It. That's my third studio album. All I'm gonna say is I need y'all to be ready. I got some banging features on there, you know what I'm saying? I got some sign features on there, so I need y'all to tune in, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to name drop or nothing, but it's gonna be on all
Mm-hmm.
platforms. That's Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, you name it. Whatever you got, it's gonna be on there. Again, that my name is Sunshine. That's with two eyes. And it's gonna be called Worth It tomorrow. It drops at 12 a.m.
Oh, I'm
So
gonna
be
tune
prepared.
in. I'm gonna set my alarm right now. I'm gonna be in there. You gonna be like, damn, who done play all my
Yeah,
songs?
it's gonna
I
be,
got you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. And my favorite one gonna be on repeat. You know how we do as an artist.
You
That
already
song gonna
know
be on
it.
repeat for the
What?
next 10
Come on,
days.
man. And that's another thing. We gotta link. We gotta collab. I need
Yeah,
you on the
man.
crazy,
Of course. Hey, look, this interview about you, we definitely gonna link.
for
I ain't gonna
sure.
you ain't finna slide out of here that quick. But man, but you got any last words for us, man? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to shout out as we wrap this up? Let the people, if I missed anything, something you want them to know about you.
Yeah, man, I just appreciate your time, man. I want to shout out to everybody at Rain Podcast. I want to make sure that for my listeners and people who checking me out as well, y'all go show some love. I'm all about bigging up the community, not only just bigging up the community, but our community and anything that
Okay.
we do, man. So yeah, I'm good. I appreciate y'all time, man.
Yeah,
It's been
for
so
sure.
real.
Thank you so much, Sunshine, for tuning in and coming in, blessing us. You actually our first interviewer. I think you did a great
Thank you, thank you,
job.
thank you.
Again, thank you for blessing Remy of Royality Podcast. Can't ask for
Appreciate
nothing.
y'all, man. Thank
You
y'all.
have a good one, man. We over and
You
out.
too.
Yeah.